Hey everyone, it is Emerald City Comic Con 2026. We are in the pop spot and I am so excited to be able to talk today to the absolutely amazing actor and director, Bryce Dallas Howard, who is here today with us. Thank you so very much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
this is so cool. It's great to be here.
I'm very excited about having you here. You've been this tremendous actor over the years, but now in the director space, you're a director I look up to. So this has been.
Oh, that's cool.
I've been so excited about being able to talk to you about your directing and being able to ask you some questions about that.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you.
Well, I want to actually start out with asking you about Orchid. I think
oh
that's
my
your
gosh.
first film.
Yeah.
And so that was 2006, if it's okay to mention that date.
Yes, absolutely. Totally, yeah.
So I tried to find that film. I've never been able to see it.
Yes. Oh, I could definitely. I wonder, it might be, I have a YouTube channel that's like not a real thing. It's like a thing where I was like, oh, I'll put my stuff there. And then for my friends who say, hey, can you show me that thing that you did? I can point them to it. So it might be, and it's orchids plural, but it might be on that channel, which is just like my name or Bryce D. Howard or something to that effect. But I'll make sure to follow up to get it to you, because it's with Alfred Molina and Catherine Waterston.
Who are amazing.
And they're both, they're so wonderful.
That's so fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, so can you talk about just what got you inspired? Because you're one of the writers as well. I think there's also another writer that's on there with you.
Yeah, Dane Charbonneau, who's now my brother-in-law. Oh. I set him up with my sister. They now have 3 kids.
Nice. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Well, can you talk about that process? Because that's your first, at least, credited on IMDb. So I don't know if that was actually the first time you really directed something. So can you kind of talk about that process?
Yeah.
And then how it led you to where you are now?
Yeah. Well, I had always kind of through, just growing up and whatnot and getting to be on a set, which is such a unique point of access for a person and really a gift, a true privilege, like the definition of privilege. It's crazy that was normalized for me as a child. So I related much more to the crew, to the first AD specifically. I was like, what's that job? The person that is like talking the most. That's a weird way of putting it, but just the person who's taking responsibility for the room, who's running the room. And then of course I very much so looked up to my dad and everything that he did, and was deeply invested in everything that he was doing. And he was always very inclusive with me. Like he was always involving me. And so as soon as I was sort of able, when directing made sense to be sort of like a solution to a problem or a thing to explore, that's what I would do. So in high school, if it was like, oh, you can sort of be a little, I went to a public high school in New York, and it was like, okay, with this English paper, you can be a little exploratory. I'm like, great, writing a play and directing it. You know, it was that sort of, that would be my go-to. And when I was at NYU, I would direct a lot of sort of like weird things that I was just drawn to. I directed No Exit in the Subway with Catherine Waterston. We went to school together. And that was really fun. And then I did a production of This Is Our Youth that John Watts still has the playbill to, like the program to.
Oh, how amazing is that?
Which is so fun because we went to school together as well. So he's been supporting my directing since I was like 19 years old. And I was really involved in theater, and specifically in devised theater, with my mentor, who is the head of a theater company that I joined, Ruben Polendo, who now runs Tisch, all of Tisch at NYU. And so I was always sort of encouraged to create and generate my own work. And Dane, he was really good friends with my husband, roommates with my husband, and John Watts as well. And so that whole crew was together. And so Dane and I started writing and came up with a bunch of stuff. And these producers who also discovered Sean Baker and produced all of Sean Baker's early films.
Yeah, it
Kevin
sounds like
Shinoy,
he's going somewhere.
Yeah, I know, seriously. Kevin Shinoy and Francesca Silvestri. And they had this project, this series where they were supporting first-time female filmmakers who had already established themselves in the industry in another capacity. So a lot of actresses who wanted to direct. And they were like, do you have an idea? And I was like, yes, I do, and pitched it to them. And I had just been working with Alfred Molina on a project, and I asked Fred, and he said yes. And Catherine Waterston has been in basically everything that I've directed up until that point, and whose birthday was 2 days ago. And so it all just sort of came together really organically. And by the time I was filming it, I was 3 months pregnant. I was very early in my pregnancy. And so I knew that I wasn't probably going to be acting for a while. And this was at the point where kind of insurance wouldn't cover someone if they were pregnant in a certain capacity, like as an actor. Yeah. You know, to a point.
Yeah.
And so it was a gift to do Orchids. I was 25, and to sort of, like, it was like the birth of my son came shortly thereafter, and it was sort of like the birth of my, at least, film directing career, and got to shoot on film and everything, which was really cool, and then continued to work with those producers quite a bit over the years.
That's amazing. Now with Orchids, when you finished that, did you have a moment where you're like, yep, this is the thing?
It's very interesting. I more was seeing, oh, this is where I fell short. This is what I want to learn next.
Oh,
basically.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like it's for me. I get very fixated on the process and the problem solving with the process as it pertains to the mastery of the craft. Like I'm like, forgive me, I'm like third generation. Like, it's like, you know, I really value the craft of storytelling and visual storytelling and live storytelling. And so I remember with Orchids, because I was so supported by those producers and by the cast and the crew. So it really was like I was getting to really do what I wanted to do. And I could tell, I was like, this is where I'm less discerning. I need to learn how to be more discerning there. This is where I was really relying upon my DP to have the knowledge, and she was fantastic, and you know, thank God for that. But I was like, okay, I'm lacking here. Oh, I'm a little over muscular in the AD department, and I'm running my own schedule, and I need to actually be someone who is pushing for what's best for the story, not what's best for the schedule always. I mean, there's a marriage there.
Correct.
But but I realized, I was like, just this sort of, you know, when you go on a court for the first time, like I was really into basketball as a kid, and would always be going to basketball camp, and you always have the thing you're working on. My brother was a golfer for a long time, and he was always working on his swing. Like, you always have this stuff that you're working on, and until you exercise it, and this is what's so tough, is that directors so rarely get a chance to actually exercise what they're doing, because it requires so much agreement. It requires so many people being like, yes, we will arrange everything so that you can be in charge of this moment, you know? And so just to have the chance to direct is often the, definitely not the only way, but a primary way to exercise those muscles and realize where there are weaknesses and test it. And so since then, it's been very, 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 very important to me to kind of, no matter what it is, to direct really consistently. And it's what ultimately got me into my next project was during my next pregnancy, and it was with those same producers, and it was for Canon. And I was testing their lenses and their cameras, and it got me into emerging technology. And so I worked with Canon for years from there. And so when I eventually kind of ended up having conversations with Jon Favreau, there was a little like, oh, you're not just like an actor who likes working in tech, like you as a filmmaker are interested in that process. And so it kind of it all blossomed from there. So my directing, it's not even a career. My directing practice is one where it's always identifying what I don't know, and hopefully leaning into scenarios where I learn what I don't know, because
Right.
that's really where the good stuff gets done.
Yeah. Well, so to a certain degree, there must be a little bit of relief across most of your crew above and below the line because you're so interested in process and, with lenses and, support of the first AD where they know, okay, we know that we're in good hands. This person's not going to ask us to go beyond our capacities for a day or for what we have on hand, anything like that. So you probably have a really grand relationship with your crews.
I mean, I've been very fortunate in working with the crews that I've worked with where they're just at the top of their game. And so for me, it's always wanting to rise to the occasion because there are these remarkable, brilliantly talented, hardworking individuals and teams that are ready to create and that are ready to deliver. And so I want to be worthy of that. And part of striving to be worthy of that is to have as much of an understanding of what each department is doing as I possibly can. And I have such an advantage having grown up in that environment, having always been interested in it. So it wasn't just sort of like going and wandering into craft surface and then being like, when can I go home? Like I was genuinely curious about it. And then getting to at a relatively young age, becoming a professional in my early 20s, getting to get exposed to filmmakers and their crews that are just the best in the world. And so I would love to feel that I'm that way, and I continue to strive to just learn as much as possible so that I can be just a strong team member. My job as a director is to ultimately make some final decisions, and I want to be as informed as possible, and I want the team members that I'm working with to really feel like their best work is being showcased when they're working with me. That's very, very, very important to me. And so that requires communication and a partnership and me learning about their expertise and everything that they bring to the table.
That's amazing. That's pretty fantastic. Well, I'd like to ask about, you brought up Jon Favreau. Oh, before I forget, is it okay to wish you a belated happy birthday?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I made a note of that for myself, and then you mentioned the other birthday.
Yeah. Catherine and I always would have combined birthday parties because hers is the day after mine. My dad is the day before mine, and so it's just birthday week of celebrations.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So, well, so in my opinion, you play in like the coolest sandbox in the whole world with the Star Wars stuff that you've done. I'm a little bit of a fan.
Ditto. Same. Same.
Yeah. So you've got 2 episodes of Ahsoka coming out for season 2, and then you've done Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett, and The Mandalorian. Some of the best episodes, if I can say. Like
that means a lot. Thank you.
Well, it means a lot to the fans too to just see like really cool stuff coming out like that.
Listen, I always have notes.
I'm sure there will always
have
be.
notes. I always have notes.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it resonates less, I'm like, see, this is what I've been saying. You know what I mean? Like,
there's always going to be notes, though, isn't there? So
Yeah.
Well, so are there more stories in the Star Wars universe that you either want to be a part of or pursue?
So yes. My point of view on this is it hasn't necessarily changed, but it's strengthened. I've always sort of felt this way, and I feel this way more than ever, which is that it's less so for me about my relationship to the characters and my relationship to the movies and what is meaningful to me, and it's more about what is important for Star Wars, what's meaningful for Star Wars and the relationship that, audiences globally have with this, to be cold about it, intellectual property, to be genuine about it, this legacy story that has touched and moved us in ways that, is comparable to some other really big pieces of literature.
Yeah.
But there's kind of nothing like it with movies. And so I would love to be of service to that story, to that lore. And I really trust the people who I've gotten to work with in that world, and that I've gotten to work for, very much so. I've been working for folks, and it's been such a joy because, my God, to work for Jon Favreau, to work for Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Just they're the greatest guys, and they're just so freaking brilliant and just marvelous. And I feel so safe and heard and self-expressed and understood. And so what I'm yearning for are opportunities to continue to collaborate with the people that I've gotten to work with in the past, to support them with their vision for what's possible. And then within that, I'm very outspoken and have opinions about things and all of that. But I'm not sort of in this moment here, like this is the thing, because I don't know the big picture. It's a little bit like how I feel about life in general, where there are things that I yearn to explore. But I'm not someone who's like, I hope by this date that I'm doing that exact thing, because I went through phases where I was like that, and then life was like, and
that's a lot of weight, and that you could very easily start to judge yourself into a hole, I think, if you're not giving yourself enough perspective.
Yeah. I mean, it's also wonderful with something like Star Wars. It's like simply not my job to be like, this is the direction to go in. And so I just love to be invited to the party, when it happens. I always joke behind the scenes where I'm like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get invited to prom.
Yeah. And you've been invited back multiple times.
I feel so lucky. It's just wonderful. And you know what? It's always been right, because it's not been something where they're like, what episode do you want to do? That's never been the question. This is the episode.
Okay.
1,000% of the time. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. And it's Star Wars. And so it's usually like, it's
exactly.
like thrilling. It's absolutely thrilling. And so,
because you had the Jack Black episode.
Yes.
And so that wasn't you picking that one. So either Filoni or Favreau, they were like, that's the person for this episode.
Well, it was also that specifically, they've been incredibly accommodating with my shooting schedule, and that was actually the only episode that was possible for me to do while also shooting Argyle.
Okay.
So it's really cool of them to, like, it's sometimes that's a factor in it as well. So I can't speak to, other than schedule stuff, I can't speak to the decisions behind why, sort of the casting for directing. That they, as showrunners, have sort of created, but it's always felt really right. Like, it's always made sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that speaks a lot to your talent and your abilities, because if your schedule window says this is the block of time that I have, and that's the episode that they knew that they had the right person for that one, because at least for however little Hollywood adjacent I've ever been, if they want to go with someone else, they can go with someone else. So you were the right person at the right time.
Well, they're just they're wonderful to me. They're wonderful to me. They're wonderful to everyone they work with that I've observed, and I'm sure that folks everybody has different experiences of things. But I have to say, I don't know, behind the scenes, the vibes are good. The vibes are good. Like the intentions are right. I respect Dave so much. I respect Jon so much. I love them. I adore them.
Nice.
Yeah.
So can you talk about Flight of the Intruder at all?
Oh, Flight of the Navigator?
Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
Oh, Flight of the Intruder
totally.
is
No,
a different
I know.
one. That's a.
I know.
That was another book. No, Flight of the Navigator. Thank you.
Flight of the Navigator. Flight of the Navigator, which I love so much, is at this moment in time not moving forward.
Okay.
We pitched some stuff. We've developed some things. There have been some, shifts in leadership in ways that are, very very constructive, very good, very positive, and just organically over time, given the slates that were created and decisions and choices that are made, it's at this moment, it's not something that they're going to be continuing developing. But there's lots of love.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it's dead. But at this time, it's not active.
Okay. Well, so knowing that's the case, what's the next place that you would like to direct? Like, is there a particular story or a genre? Is there a world you'd like to play in?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. There are actors I really love, and I could see myself becoming a director who's just sort of like, I go to actors and I'm like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And there's a project called All of Her at Lionsgate that I'm actively developing, and we still have more work to do, but I'm very excited about that one. We'll see. And I would love to one day have the chance to work as a filmmaker with Marvel. I went to NYU and I'm good friends with John Watts and Jake Shire.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like, and through Mandalorian, like I've gotten to know like Taika and like Ken Branagh, like I worked with him, and like just it's, and obviously like Jon Favreau. It's just such a creatively rich environment and world. And it's fun being one of the Gwen Stacys, and so I would love to get to lean into that at some point.
Nice. It's amazing with Jon Favreau. So it's really weird. There's a little part of me that has like this fan ownership, because I remember an early 90s film that he did called PCU.
Oh, what is that?
It is Jeremy Piven, and it's about this university called Portchester University. And
did he direct this?
No, he's an actor in it.
Oh, wow.
And he's a music major who doesn't know musicians. There's a point in there where it's who is it? It's not Bootsy Collins. But there's like this. There's this amazing performance in there, and he's the music major who's supposed to be announcing this band, and they're trying to get him to remember the name while he's on stage saying all this. It's absolutely hilarious. And then, through the years of watching him be an actor, but then he's the one that busted open the Marvel door.
Completely.
He did that, and he's also ushered in as one of the people that's ushered in modern Star Wars.
Oh yeah, no, he's dazzling. Jon Favreau is a dazzling individual, and I don't think he thinks he's dazzling. Like, he's one of those people. He reminds me of my dad in a lot of ways, and they're very good friends. And Jon is just, his heart is in the right place, and he's devoted to his family, and he's devoted to storytelling, and he cares, and he wants to create healthy environments, healthy workplace for the people that he's collaborating with, and he gives people chances, and just I'm so impressed with this incredibly egoless man, and him as an actor he's a total delight.
He's so great. Yeah. he's always been enjoyed.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, and it's so funny. I mean, I remember, I think it was during Mandalorian, it might have been during season 3, and he was shooting Spider-Man playing Happy, and needing to schedule what were we going to do without Jon being there, because he is so involved in Mandalorian. He's not one of those showrunners who's sort of like, I set it up, and then I let everyone just do something and call me if there's a problem. Like he's there first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Like first thing. And so the system of Mandalorian is based on John's presence. And so just this like 1 week where they were able to sort of like figure out how to put all of his scenes into 1 week that he had. I remember just people being like, oh, John is gone. I'm like, but John loves to act. We have to support this. We have to support this. We have to show him that this is possible, that he can do this, that we can that we can do a good job while Dad is gone. And everyone did, of course.
Yeah. That's amazing. I want to thank you for this. This has been really great to have you here today.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. These questions are incredibly well researched and thoughtful and sincere, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this was a really big deal for me to have this opportunity with you, so I appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I hope I get to talk with you more, and I hope it's about fun Star Wars stuff. It would be great.
Anytime. I'm one of those cosplay nerds as well.
Oh,
so
that's good.
I work in films, so that's why this was such a big deal for me. But then I'm also a cosplayer, and I started with Star Wars stuff. So I've built Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers. And
oh my God.
I have a Marshall Cobb. That's actually my most recent one.
Really?
Ever since I got the salt and pepper, I decided it was time to go Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if he'll ever come to a con, because I just built the helmet and I would love to have him sign it.
Oh, I bet he would.
Yeah.
Next time I see him, I'll definitely sing the praises of just cons in general.
Yeah.
And the fact that he'll probably bump into you. He's
that
a
would
good
be
guy.
amazing. Yeah. Between that and now him being in the alien world, I would imagine.
Yes.
Well, and then Justified and everything else. There's no reason for them not to be trying to pull him in. So I keep hoping.
Yeah. No, definitely. Oh, I love that you did that. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm that nerd.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great.
Well, Bryce, thank you so very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you as well. This was really fun.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks so much.